In every story told by firelight, there is a whisper of the first storyteller. He was not a man, he was not a god, he was a spider, small, greedy, clever, who dared to steal wisdom from the heavens. This is how the world began to speak, because of Anansi, the trickster who outsmarted the gods. Long ago, before men told stories, the earth was quiet. There were no songs, no laughter, no tales for children. All the stories lived high in the sky, locked inside the golden gourd of the sky god, Naya. When the people asked for stories, Naya said, "If you want them, bring me the 4 fiercest creatures in creation." The challenge was a joke. Even the strongest warriors would not dare, but Anansi, the spider, with legs thin as broomsticks, said, "I will bring them." The gods laughed, even the wind laughed, but Anansi began to weave his plan. His first task was Onini the python, who could swallow a man whole. Anansi knew he could not fight the beast, so he went to the river and began to argue loudly with his wife, Arso, who was cleverer than he. She shouted, "That python is not as long as this palm branch." Anansi said, "He is longer." They made sure Onini heard. Pride burned in the serpent's heart. "Measure me," he hissed. So Anansi tied him from head to tail, to be sure, and before Onini could twist, Anansi knotted the vines tight. "Stay there, mighty one," he said, "while I tell Naya how long you truly are." Next came Osebo the leopard, fierce hunter of the forest. Anansi dug a deep pit along his usual path. When Osebo fell inside, roaring and clawing, the spider called down, "Let me help you, great one. I will pull you up with this vine." But when Osebo climbed halfway, Anansi dropped the vine and threw a net instead. "Forgive me," he said, smiling. "I am only small, but today, I am stronger than you." Then came Moboro the hornets. Anansi filled a calabash with water and poured it over a banana leaf. When the droplets fell, he cried, "The rain is here. Quick, my friends, hide in my gourd, or you will drown." The hornets buzzed gratefully inside. Anansi sealed the lid and laughed. "You have drowned yourselves in your own fear." The last creature was Marsha, the invisible forest fairy. She was powerful and proud. Anansi carved a small wooden doll, covered it in sticky sap, and placed yam in its hands. The fairy came, hungry. "Thank you," she said to the doll. It did not answer. Angry, she struck it, and her hand stuck. She kicked, her foot stuck. Anansi stepped out from the shadows. "Even the unseen can be caught," he said softly. Anansi carried all 4 creatures to Naya's palace in the sky. The gods gathered to see this tiny spider pulling ropes with beasts bigger than mountains. Naya looked down, amazed. "You have done what no spirit or man has dared," he said. "From this day, all stories belong to you and your children. Tell them to the world." He handed Anansi the golden gourd of wisdom. When Anansi opened it, stories flew out like birds. Stories of love, greed, courage, laughter, and sorrow. They filled the sky and fell like rain upon the earth. That is why every people, in every tongue, tell stories still. But Anansi's cleverness did not rest. Some say he later tried to keep all the wisdom for himself. He hid it inside a pot and climbed a tall tree, planning to keep it out of reach of others. But his son below laughed and said, "Father, tie it to your back, not your belly. You will climb better." Anansi realized his son was wiser than him, even without the pot. In anger, he dropped it, and wisdom spilled across the world. That is why no one man owns all knowledge today. From then on, whenever stories are told, people say, "This is one of Anansi's tales," because the spider gave mankind the gift of storytelling, and a warning that cleverness without heart leads to foolishness. He was trickster, hero, fool, and teacher, all in one. Through him, we remember that the smallest creature can change the world, not through power, but through imagination. So when night falls and the fire burns low, children lean in to listen, to know that the web of words began with a spider who reached for the sky. If you like this story, please share it, subscribe, comment, and join me again as we travel through Africa's myths, where truth hides inside stories, and stories never die.